throws a pillowy ball. Nobody will debate that.
Bo Nix threw one pass that was 70 yards. I know. Sean Payton can't stop talking about the one pass.
Longest pass of the year.
The longest pass of the year.
Yeah, nobody. Yes.
So it went 51 yards, 67 air yards.
Nobody.
But it's a pretty big difference if one guy's throwing pillowy balls, the other guy's throwing the longest pass.
Nobody said
in the league
that Bo Nix had a noodle arm. That wasn't the knock on him. But if you, I guess. The reason I bring it up is, Wilds, yes, I agree. Your guy, Mac Jones, had things stacked against him. But you don't think there is any way Mac Jones' career plays out where he ends up superstar. And I'm here to tell you, I see no way that Bo Nix' career plays out and he ends up as the player that Sean Payton is telling us he's going to be. We'll see. I don't buy it.
You know what's really funny about that? We're now trying to downplay the doubt that was surrounding Bo Nix. And now we're like, well, we didn't say that he had a terrible arm. This was when Bo Nix was drafted.
Has now drafted Bo Nix from Oregon. Here's Payton on the Zach Wilson and has now drafted Bo Nix from Oregon. Here's Payton on.
That was Nick Wright laughing.
Broncos had to come out of this draft with a quarterback. Unfortunately for them, maybe because he played 6 years of college football, they wanted the sixth quarterback off the board. I don't know. But it is a damn near magic trick to a week ago, Brew, have a quarterback room where the best quarterback was Jarrett Stidham. And in that next week, spend multiple draft picks, including the 12th overall, on two other quarterbacks to bring them into that room. And now they sit here and the best quarterback in the room is Jarrett Stidham. I didn't think it could be done, but they managed.
That's weird.
If Brew is correct, and Brew's not the only one, that Russell Wilson is going to be more than serviceable for a potential above 500, maybe fringe playoff team Steelers, that doesn't look great for Sean Payton. And if, well, to be light about it, the entire football world's correct that Bo Nix wasn't a first-round pick and 12 was crazy, that's not going to look great for Sean Payton. So,
you guys tell me how'd it look. How'd it look?
Out there to fix the quarterback situation. And they gave a quarterback close to $90 million to go away. And then, in my opinion and others, they massively overdrafted a quarterback that is, past the age most NFL players retire when entering the league. And so I think those are question marks, and so we'll see. That's what I...
Now, I'm not the person to go back and look at past takes, honestly. Because like I keep emphasizing, everyone's going to have takes that are completely wrong, okay? I said C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love were going to be the MVP frontrunners last season. I was wrong. So this is it. People have asked me in the past, like, "Oh, you should do this and do that," and for past clips. And I'm not here for kind of like, "Gotcha, you were wrong," like because everyone's going to be wrong. Like I just said, those were my worst takes of last season, where I said Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud, but. In my defense, there were some injuries. We could explain it, but it doesn't matter. It was obviously incorrect. So, again, the point why I'm highlighting what Nick is showing is not to be like, you were wrong, you were wrong, you were wrong. But it's like kind of like, are we having this conversation consistently right now? And here's the thing. This is what I always emphasize. Like, Nick's initial takes about Bo Nix were obviously incredibly wrong. I've already done all the deep dives. When I was trying to find some of these clips, it's easier just to search my own clips because I those clips that I showed you are from like a year old, and I was able to find my own. And I searched like Bo Nix, and I got a ton of videos of Bo Nix, like well over 100. I think it's like 150 or something. And so when you've been so wrong about Bo Nix, and now we want to say like, oh well, that wasn't really the argument about Bo. Like he was literally saying that Bo Nix was like the fourth best quarterback on the Broncos, let alone not even being like remotely a serviceable or even starting quarterback. And to be like, everybody in the NFL doesn't even believe that Bo Nix is even worthy of a first-round pick and is not even a starter in the quarterback. And then you got literally like Troy Aikman out here saying the Denver Broncos have their quarterback of the future. Bo Nix has been awesome. And it's just like you can't be more wrong. Which is why, for me, my takes about Jordan Love and CJ Stroud, I'm like, I want to see this coming year. I was incredibly high on them. And I'm not going to be able to plant my flag and say, Jordan Love and CJ Stroud are top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm like, I didn't love what I saw. I defend them. I explain, some injuries, this, that, and the third. But I'm like, I need to see more right now. Like, I'm not going to come with the same intensity of confidence because that's not what I saw. But not what I saw. And like I said, I can still use my own logic and my own breakdowns and be like, all right, they didn't achieve what I thought they were going to achieve, and I can defend why, but I'm still not going to have the same runway to be like, I got no doubt about them. Like, that would be insane. And so when you're so wrong about Bo Nix, the fact that you now continue the confidence that he's not going to be good or that he's not going to be great, and like laughing that he was even drafted in the first place. And now he led this team to the playoffs for the first time in a decade, played awesome, was essentially a top 10 quarterback throughout the season. And we're just going to act like something. Sets the rookie record. Has the second most passing touchdowns as a rookie. Like I had showed here, don't mind the Wright, because that's the Mac Jones comparison for a separate video. But 29th, 6th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. Total touchdowns, 34 total touchdowns, 7th in the NFL. Only 12 interceptions, 14 total turnovers. He was 6th in the NFL in total dropbacks. So Sean Payton clearly believing in him, putting the ball in his hands again and again and again and again. 8th in the NFL with 430 rushing yards. And again, I'm not doing all the stats right now because we've been there, done that. But I had that graphic, so I was like, I'll bring that up right now. Will he be a superstar? Is he going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? I don't know, man. I really don't. And the truth is, no one does. I mean, that's just the reality. We don't know how much of a jump he's truly going to make over these next couple of years. But to just continue to downplay him, I think that's what I find the most frustrating. That we go into a season doubting a quarterback, which is fine, and doubting a draft pick. That's fine. That's part of the conversation. That's totally fair. It really is. It's totally fair. It's part of it. But then he actually succeeds and does some awesome things. Legitimately has true real-world success in the NFL. Leads a team to the playoffs. Plays great. Has some amazing moments against the Kansas City Chiefs, against the Bengals, etc., even against the Ravens. And then we're still just like, nah. And it's like, why? Or a refusal to even acknowledge. You could still be like, I still don't think he's going to be as great as Sean Payton believes. Again, that's still a fair take as well. It's totally fair to be like, I disagree with Sean Payton. Superstar seems a little bit rich. He's definitely better than I thought he was going to be. But I still do not see him being a superstar. I need to see a lot more before I can start, changing my mind that much. That makes sense to me. But the absolute doubt, and then being like, let's compare him to Mac Jones's first year as a rookie. It's just like, why? And then you realize why. That's why I went back and I was like, I remember Nick saying, not so positive things about Bo Nix, but I was like, I don't remember exactly. So I'm like, what did he say? And I'm like, oh, he was literally laughing at them, at the Denver Broncos drafting Bo Nix. He literally said that he is the 4th string quarterback behind Zach Wilson and Stidham. That the Broncos are essentially going nowhere and that it's going to look terrible for Sean Payton to move on from Russell Wilson. It seemed like that aged pretty well. And draft Bo Nix, and that everyone in the NFL didn't believe that Bo Nix should be drafted, and yet, there he was. had a better year than Caleb Williams, the quarterback that Nick said was going to be an MVP, be in the MVP, an MVP candidate, and lead the Chicago Bears to the Super Bowl. And here Bo Nix leads his team to the playoffs at least, and it's not good. Like, that's the thing. So that's why I bring up, like, some of those old clips, like, not as a gotcha, not as like, haha, you were wrong, because we're always going to be wrong. There's going to be, it's just, no one bats 1,000, it's just the way it goes. But I don't know. You gotta believe. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? Do you believe that he is going to be a superstar? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.